I've been chatting to a few mums lately, and one of the ones is that it feels so on again, off again. Like it's like, oh, I'm getting into a routine, and then all of a sudden, oh no, we get COVID or are sick or we get injured, and then you're dealing with pain, and dealing with restriction. I think I remember talking to one mum, and she's like, it's literally like as soon as I go to press play on the video to follow, it's like, wow. And though I laugh about it, the reality is you can sometimes feel like you're going to cry because it's so frustrating. Setbacks suck. So, how do we overcome these setbacks? What's your little win that you could do today? Is it hello, beautiful mamas? Welcome to tonight's C-section recovery chat, coaching call, conversation. I really hope that wherever you are in your journey, whether you're about to have a C-section, whether you've just had one and you're in that first initial 6 weeks, or you're a bit further on and you're starting to dabble with exercise more, or you've got back into running or whatever it may be, I really hope that tonight is going to empower you no matter where you are in your journey. The reality is we all have setbacks. As soon as you're alive, there's the potential for that to happen. And so having a strategy and having things in place that can help us to be able to make really wise decisions is so very important. So without further ado, let me share my screen with you. First off, my name is Naomi. I am the founder of Birthmark Sisterhood, and the heart of this organization is to really equip women and their families in preparation towards having a C-section or in their recovery, and really empowering them with what they can do, the knowledge, the know-how, the actual techniques or the actions that you can take, rather than feeling like the control has been taken away from you and you just have to wait for this magical time for your body to be ready to do what you want it to do again. So worked with a lot of specialists to be able to really help, because my journey itself into recovery was really challenging and trying to get that confidence back. And so wanted to create an area that could really love and support and champion women in this journey. So I'm really glad you found this space. Tonight, overcoming setbacks. Okay. As we return to exercise after C-section, there is a reality that we're going to be facing setbacks. And as I've already said, in life in general, we will. However, when it comes to having a C-section, there are definitely some very specific things that we can have that are specific to our own challenges compared to maybe other mamas, but there's a lot of other commonalities. So maybe you can share some of these ideas and these suggestions to be able to help support the other mamas around you that might be going through a bit of a tough spot. So firstly, okay, what setbacks do we have? I've been chatting to a few mums lately, and one of the ones is that it feels so on again, off again. Like it's like, oh, I'm getting into a routine, and then all of a sudden, oh no, we get COVID or are sick or we get injured. That's been me. And then you're dealing with pain, dealing with restriction. Obviously, as having a C-section, there are the 6 layers that the surgeon has cut and torn through to get your beautiful baby out. And so, therefore, it's really important that we allow those 6 to 8 weeks of that initial healing process of all of those layers to happen in a safe way so that our bodies can heal well. We can give it what it needs, it can heal well, and it can return to full strength. The challenge with that, obviously, is the patience and the waiting and the restrictions of what we can or can't or should or shouldn't do. So that 6 to 8 weeks of that initial healing phase can be so frustrating, especially when you've been so active maybe in your pregnancy leading up to it, or you've had a challenging pregnancy and you're like, I can't wait till this baby, is out and then I can get active again. Maybe you're on bed rest before then. And the reality is it almost feels like you're like, oh, this hope, and it's like, no, it's taken away from you. I was lifting weights like barbells and dumbbells and whatnot the day before I ended up giving birth by emergency C-section. And so not being able to lift weights until that 12-week mark was like, and not being able to do a whole lot and take control as much as I would have liked to. So that can definitely be a bit of a setback. Maybe it's the fact that you have limited time. Yes, as a mum, as soon as there is more than just you involved, limited time, especially when it comes to children and newborn, there's not a we can stick to a perfect routine all the time or at all sometimes. Newborns don't have a routine. So it's that time of going like, oh, I'm putting them down for a nap and I'm gonna do this and then I'm about to have my exercise and then oh no, they've woken. I think I remember talking to one mum and she's like, it's literally like as soon as I go to press play on the video to follow, it's like, wow. And though I laugh about it, the reality is you can sometimes feel like you're gonna cry because it's so frustrating. Maybe baby's gone through a sleep regression, baby's really clingy. I had a colic and refluxy first baby, so refused to, well, couldn't lie down flat or even on an angle. He would scream like I was murdering him. And it was such a hard thing to process because as a mum, you want to do the best for your children. And when you're doing something, wanting to go for a walk and you can't, and you feel like you're hurting them, and you're like, what's going on? Once we realized what was happening with his health, then we could do something about it. But before then, you were like, I can't even walk. That's the only thing I'm allowed to do exercise-wise early on, and I can't even walk. And we discovered, yay, wearing baby, amazing. And it changed my life. Or just the reality of not having a routine. But there's the reality is there's enough, right? And we don't need to keep going on about them. But I don't know about you, but maybe comment below like what has been setback that you're facing right now or been facing. And we wanna really support you in that because setbacks suck. Mm. Okay. So how do we overcome? How do we overcome these setbacks? How do we not just go, yeah, I'm going to suck it up and push through because a lot of these setbacks, that doesn't actually benefit you. But how can we find it? One of the things I've found is that the reality of the healing journey is that it can't be rushed. So we've got like this, you know, we've got this progress that we wanted to make and we've got time. We're like, we want to go directly there. We want to go straight line. Our expectation is that straight line all the way to that strong lady. However, the reality is like this curvy beastie that's up there that's like, oh my gosh, there's we still get there, but it's not what we're hoping or expecting. So, first strategy, beautiful ladies, the first strategy when it comes to overcoming these challenges, especially to have realistic and flexible expectations. If you're a go-getter, if you like to like work really hard, if you like to go after stuff and put yourself through whatever it takes to get to a goal, this can be really hard because you feel like you're being lazy or you're not doing enough, but it's not true. So like if you're sick, you know, then you actually need a realistic expectation that you can't actually stick to your plan. Sticking to your plan is actually unreasonable that, if you've come down with the flu and you're like, no, I'm training 3 times a week and I've got I've got this here and that here and I'm going to do all of these things and your body is just aching and screaming at you to stop. It's unrealistic to keep going. Life isn't going to be smooth sailing. Therefore, we need to make space and accept the reality that when sucky situations come up, we need to maneuver. How can we do that? Yeah, if giving up isn't what you want to do, then changing your expectation or being more flexible could help. So instead of saying, I'm going to exercise 3 times a week, it's like, okay, I'm sick right now. I'm going to do some stretching when I would usually maybe do my walk. Or I'm going to sleep as much as possible with a newborn or little ones. Or I'm going to ask my friend to come over and to help hold baby when they're not able to maneuver as much or they're really fussy so that they can cuddle and snuggle and chat away to them so that I can do my little bit of workout. So it's how can I make it more flexible or realistic? So if doing your exercise plan is that you're going to do it when baby sleeps and baby's not sleeping, it's like, how can I adapt this? I used to do it for myself when my baby sucked in sleeping. I used to do it when it was his tummy time or mat time, and I'd do it beside him and do as many of the different movements that I could do during that time. Hopefully that's helpful. Helpful tip. Okay, here we go. Having a program or a plan. Now, you might think this seems detrimental to the process of being flexible. But what I've found is that if things seem really like haphazard, if you feel like, oh, I can work out here but can't here, and oh, on, off, sometimes it can feel like you're not actually getting anywhere. You're like you don't actually have anything to follow. And so you can lose a bit of, I don't know, motivation, or you can lose a bit of focus. And so what I've found when I've been injured is that I've had a program that I've worked to, and then I adapt it. So you might have seen the video when I dived on my knees on the slip and slide the other week. I ended up hurting my knee a bit. So I had to have a week off, which wasn't too bad. I had to have a week off, doing any of my like lifting and loading my legs, particularly my knee. And so instead, I took the programs that I was working with, and I went, okay, Thursday he has me doing this, Friday has me doing this. Okay, there's my upper body here and upper body here, and I'll put them together, and then I'll add in the bike, the stationary, boring bike that my physio says I have to do. My loving brother, who's my physio. Um, but again, it's like it's a setback. However, I can still work out. My knee is hurt, yes, but that doesn't mean that my entire upper body or my core or my calf muscles, or there's a whole lot of other things I can do. So sometimes when, as a personal trainer, working with clients over the years, and way back when I first started, someone would say, I'm so sorry, I've hurt my wrist, I can't exercise. And I'd be like, man, you could have come in for your session. We could have totally worked around that. Could have had them on machines, doing lower body work, doing some body weight work, whatever it might be. But we could have totally worked around it. People go, oh, I've got a sore back, I can't work out. You're like, actually, there's so much we can do. So it might be looking, going, okay, I've got this restriction at the moment. Um, what can I do? So it's like with our program, with C-section recovery program, we have 4 different sections that you can do each week. So you've got stretch session, you've got your core and pelvic floor, you've got your, like, in a sense, resistance, that kind of, building, strengthening the body side, or rehab if it's earlier on. And then you've got restorative walking. So if you had the flu and you were like, body was aching and you were not moving so much, you might be like, okay, I'm going to do the stretch session more times than this week because I'm not moving as much and my body's feeling all achy. And from not moving, it's feeling more achy. So if I'm going to do multiple stretch sessions throughout the week, or it might be, you've injured your big toe, I don't know, random. So you're like, cool, I'm going to sit down and do all the movements that I need to do today. Or I'm going to do some boxing instead of, or go for a bike ride. Or do you know what I mean? Or it's like, I can't do a normal bike ride. Okay, I'm going to do a stationary bike ride. But it's like, well, I don't have access for a gym. Understand that too, lovely. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go for a bit of a walk around the block. So it's finding ways around, or it might be like, baby doesn't sleep in the pram. Okay, baby has to sleep at home. That's fine. I'm going to do step ups up and down at home again. Not on early, not in the first 6 weeks, but after that, yes. But if you're unsure, if you're feeling stuck on what you could do, then please sing out, because we would love to be able to support you in finding what is it you can do, what restrictions, or is there, like, is our program helpful for you, or is there another program out there that could be helpful for you? But again, it's our program has been specifically built to be able to um, help you from day one of your C-section and bring you all the way back to your being able to lift weights, and you're able to run and do all these things that you still love to do, but it's that gentle, it progresses with you as your body heals. So if that's something that can be helpful, let me know and I can send out the link for you, and help share the love around. So yeah, let's move on. Progress over outcome. Ha. Okay. All right, let me stop the share for a second and let's chat. Okay, progress over outcome. So often what can happen is clients of mine can go, I want to lose X amount of weight or dress sizes, or I want to be able to get back to lifting heavy weights again. And what can happen is that if the whole thing is just on, I want to get back to lifting heavy weights, and that's what a win is, then anything before that feels like a failure until you reach that goal, right? But if you're looking at the progress and you're focusing on this progress on the way instead of the outcome being the most important thing, you'll actually find that you get momentum and you start to feel like you're getting wins under your belt as you progress to the outcome. So when we become progress focused, when we happen to get up in the morning and we happen to go for that workout, we have won on that day. When we are not necessarily lifting weights yet, but we've done a rehab session for our core. We are introducing how our pelvic floor works again. When we are doing adaptive workouts that are kinder to our body for where our body is healing and at. Does that make sense? Okay. But yes, so hopefully that is helpful. Progress over outcome. When we focus on the end result, that's when we can get ourselves into a bit of trouble. And yeah, and we can get disappointed and we can get frustrated. Yeah. Okay, let's get back into this. The next one, adaptive workouts. Okay, so you can see in this video here that with the adaptive workout, so you might be like, this is what I want to be able to do, but my body's not ready for it. Either A, I'm in pain, B, I don't have the strength in my core to do that yet, or I've actually recently had surgery, C-section, and my body is not ready for instability, which happens when you're offloading like that. There's a whole body that needs to work and function together, and all these layers are still healing. So when I've got my program that I've created, we go all the way back to where it first starts, which is actually on here, lying down. But this is one of those progressive movements. So instead of going, oh, I should be doing this, actually, this could be that first step that you're in towards moving to the harder one, right? So it's going, how can I adapt my movement? So it's like, okay, my setback right now, I'm recovering from a C-section and I can't do any weights yet. That's fine. I can still squat onto a chair and stand again. Oh, I don't like squatting onto a chair. Okay, that's fine. Is your body ready to do it without a chair yet? Right? It's not necessarily always about what we feel like doing or want to do, but what is our body ready for? So, with the way we've adapted the program, is it's going, okay, is my body ready? At 2 weeks, my body is ready to do a quarter squat, sliding up and down the wall. So, it's a very small movement, but again, it's a quarter squat down and up. Um, I am able to lie flat on my back in my bed and do my mobility movements, like my legs slides out, slide in, slide out, slide in. Like I'm able to do that, or feet rolls. It may seem really insignificant, but it's adapted for where my body or where your body needs to be in that moment so that it can honor the healing process and you can gradually progress and get to where you're wanting to get back to. So it's not all over. C-section doesn't mean that you can't do anything anymore. It just means there's a period of time you need to set aside to be able to strengthen, or first heal and rehabilitate your body, restore those normal functions and strengths, and then get back into strength work. Yeah. So, yes. One thing, as I said a little bit earlier, was it might be adapting it. So it's like, okay, baby keeps waking. So I'm going to do it when it's napped, when they're on their backs, lying on their backs, kicking underneath dangling things from the clothesline or whatever it may be that they're playing with. Or it might be I put Bubs right beside me and I tickle their feet and I look and I talk to them while I'm doing my little clam lifts for my glutes. So it's going, how can I adapt my workouts? Maybe it's a limited time factor for you. That's your setback. So therefore it's going, okay, instead of doing a 20, 30-minute workout, I'm going to go for 10 minutes. I'm going to set an interval timer and I'm going to go, 30 seconds on and 10 seconds rest. That kind of thing. So it's going like, how can I do it? Or I'm going to pause the video as far as I get through that, that session. And when I come back, I will complete the workout whenever that is, the next day or whatever it might be, so that I feel like I'm getting that momentum. Yeah, or I used to walk when baby naps. That was my thing. When I would go for my restorative walking sessions, it would be like, baby's sleeping, here we go. And we're off. Rain, hail, or shine. Well, not hail. Yeah, no, it wasn't that brave. Okay. Lovely lady. As we started talking about celebrate small wins. So rather than the end result being the most important, as we talked about, we find the small wins along the way. So you might have drunken a glass of water first thing in the morning. That is a win. Tick. That's a progress towards honoring your body and returning it to full strength and health. You might have put on your workout clothes, which is part of you developing that habit to getting back into exercise again, but not quite done your workout. Hey, it's still a win because you used to struggle to get your clothes on in the morning when it came to exercise clothes, but that was a win. So we go win there, and next time we'll try that 1% more to see if can we add an extra 2 minutes of exercise after that. So it's going, it doesn't have to be the big shebang. It doesn't mean I completed a full session. That's great. But maybe it's like I started a session. Small wins. Successful people make small actions consistently over a long period of time rather than this big, massive ta-da moment. Yeah. So what's your little win that you could do today? Is it massage your scar for 2 minutes in the shower? Is it go for a walk when Bubs is sleeping? Drink a glass of water while nursing your little one to help rehydrate you? Is it, you try a 10-minute rehab video session from Birthmark Sisterhood Recovery Program and see how your body responds? Maybe you're feeling angry about your birth experience. I know I did. And I didn't know if that was okay. It is okay. And instead of letting it bubble inside and just, I don't know, boil away, maybe your win could be writing your experience down in your journal or sharing it with a loved one that you trust or a counselor about what happened. Um, if you're exhausted and you're struggling to stay on top of things, maybe a win could actually be saying no to an extra activity that's been put on your plate. Maybe it's going, okay, instead of scrolling on my phone, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm going to have a nap. Instead of doing the housework, I'm just going to have a nap. And that's actually the best thing you can do for your body. Sleep is amazing for healing and restoring your body. But we celebrate each time you do a small action that is going to, over time, culminate into changing your life. So if you have a small win, hey, can you pop it up in our group chat and be like, hey, win, hashtag win. I drank a glass of water this morning. It may seem silly, but it's not, because we want to celebrate that with you because you're doing something that's helping your body return to full strength and health. Okay, final beast. Here we go. Self-compassion. Ah, yourself a little rub your arms. Oh, as women, we can be pretty hard on ourselves. Yeah, if we held other people to the standard that we hold ourselves to, for myself, I think I wouldn't probably have many friends left because we can be pretty hard on ourselves. There is a place for self-compassion, and it's not being soft, it's not being lazy. Um, it's showing care and kindness to yourself so that you can heal well. That you can give your body and your soul and your spirit and your mind what you need. So sometimes taking a step back and asking yourself the question, if my best friend was going through this, what I'm going through right now, what would I say to her? Would I expect what I'm expecting of myself right now? And just listen to what it says. And if you're not sure what that response would be, then why not share it in our group? Why not share it all? Message me and say, hey, I'm feeling like this. I'm really downing myself. Like my house is a mess. I'm crying all the time. I haven't worked out in weeks. And I'm just feeling so deflated because when I try to work out, Bubs wakes up. When I try to do this, this happens. And I just feel stuck. Then please message me. Reach out. Because that's what I'm here for. That's my heart. My heart is that I actually want to journey with mums. I want to journey with you and I want to champion you in this journey because I know it's not easy. I've walked it. I haven't walked your journey, but I know my own journeys with my three babies. I know what that was like. So I want to be able to support you and I want to champion you. So no matter what may be going on, you can send me a private message if you like, or an email, or if you want to share it in the group, then share it in the group because we want to support each other. That's what a sisterhood is. I personally don't have that like sisters. I have sisters-in-laws, which I treasure. But it's like growing up around having that connection and support. Like I missed out on that. Had two brothers. They toughened me up. um, but having that love and that um, champion and belief and the inside knowledge, like, oh my gosh, if this happening, if it's painful to, poo when you first had your C-section, sitting on the seat, having the, stool softeners, yes, but putting your feet on a little stool helps position you better. It's like people aren't going to tell you that just walking down the street, but your girlfriends will, the sisterhood, that's what the heart is. So I really hope that tonight was helpful for you. Setbacks can happen, setbacks will happen, and it's a matter of being kind to ourselves and finding a way. So, just to recap again, initially, it's that first thing of having a realistic slash flexible expectations, not expecting it to be a straight walk to the top or recovery process. It takes time. Having a plan or a program to follow can be really good to be able to fall back on when we're not quite sure what to do or we're getting out of sync. It's like, okay, well, if I just keep doing bits I can do, I'm going to get back into week 2. I'm going to get back into week 3 when I return. Progress over outcome. I took one step today that was closer than what I did yesterday. I had my breakfast. Nutritious breakfast, and it felt good. I drank a glass of water first thing in the morning. I took time to meditate and to, journal and to it might be to pray or it might be to exercise. I took time just to breathe and focus on that initial core connection. Wanting to focus on progress over the outcome, and then adapt your workouts. If you're not sure how, please just send me a message. This is like my passion. It's my house. I work with so many clients. I was like the go-to lady for rehab clients because I love being able to go, what can you do? So rather than going, oh, I can't do that, it's like, okay, cool. But can you do this? And it's giving hope and it's giving empowerment to take control back. It's like rather than feeling defeated, it's like, what can I do? So sing out, celebrating the small wins, even the little itty bitty ones, and then self-compassion, something that I think we can all probably keep working on. So I hope this has been helpful. Please reach out, tell me what was helpful, tell me what your ideas are for helping you overcome your setbacks. For me also, just a little side note, music, listening to brilliant music, uplifting, inspiring, powerful music has always been a go-to for me when I'm feeling in a rubbish mood, or I'm feeling down or frustrated or flat. I listen to great music and it has a good beat, or it has the message of the song that moves my soul, that helps me to go, okay, today's a new day. I can do this, whatever it may be. So we got this, ladies. Setbacks will come, but we can overcome. Wasn't meaning to rhyme then, but hey. Have a great time. Looking forward to hearing from you. Here at the Birthmark Sisterhood, we are passionate about empowering women in their recovery, and we really believe there's a great need for rehabilitation. So we have created a complete C-section recovery program that begins from the day the doctor allows you to get out of bed post-surgery. If you would like to trial this program, you can get the first stage completely free and be able to start your C-section recovery off on the right foot. It includes getting moving, flexibility, core and strength work from the get-go. Head to birthmarksisterhood.com to be able to get some great resources to empower you in your C-section recovery, and click the subscribe button so you can get more content like this.